This is Sam from Uniondale, and you're tuning into another edition of the Sam I Analyze Show. The Knicks fail to close out the Celtics in Game 5. Let's analyze. You know, Rudy Tomjanovich years ago, he had a statement in when the Rockets were making their run to either their first or second championship, where he said, never underestimate the heart of a champion. Going into Boston and in Game 5, the Knicks had to know that this was not just any old team. These Boston Celtics are the champs. Yes, they did not have Jason Tatum. And you know, going into that game, I'm like, you know what? This is a team. They're the champs. You're trying to take their crown. You're trying to take their belt. This is a heavyweight fight. And yeah, the Knicks were up 3-1 going into tonight, but you really thought that the Celtics were just going to lay down, and they were defeated. You know, they were down when Jason Tatum went out. But they're not just, you thought that, here, take it. Take the East. You know, or go to the Eastern Conference Finals where we feel sorry for ourselves, and that's not what happened here. The Celtics had pride, you know, they and resolve, and yeah, going into half, it was 59-59, but then the Celtics said, you know what, we're not going out like this, and the refs, you know, the refs were not going to let the Celtics lose either. I mean, how many fouls did Jaylen Brunson have in that third quarter? I've never seen something like that. And Jaylen Brunson is a superstar. So the refs must have went in the locker room at half and got their marching orders. I'm playing, but I'm really not. I mean, this game was you know, and you never want to put that on the refs, but I mean, now the Knicks were also a very dumb team in Game 5. Yes, they were. You know, former Knicks coach Larry Brown, he had a horrible stay for that 1 year, but there's something that he said that always stuck with me. Know your personnel. And it's not only on the offensive end and knowing what you have in your locker room, but on the defensive front, know who's in front of you. Know the personnel. Know your personnel, he said. And that's something that those Knicks, during his brief time here, he used to tell them that. And that has stuck with me. When I'm watching the game, I'm like, his name is Derrick White, y'all. Like, what are y'all doing? The guy was open, continues to be open. And I'm like, what are you fools doing? Seriously, whether it's Jaylen Brunson not getting back or getting picked off, and they were running some double picks or something. They were getting open. But Mikal Bridges a few games ago, and now tonight, I was stunned. You didn't think that guys like you know, these guys were not going to step up. Derrick White was not going to step up. You knew that Brown was going to step up. I knew that. So why didn't you know that, Knicks? Why didn't you know that? You didn't know that they were going to rely heavily on the three and that they were not going to go out like this? Now, I think the Knicks wanted to win the game. Obviously, it was tied at half. But this game was lost in the third quarter. This game was lost in the third quarter, man. 32-17, and what is that, a 15-point swing, and it was a wrap. And they continued to pour it on. You had, now, a few things, you know, going into this game, I wanted to see. How are they going to make up for not having Jason Tatum. Well, going into game 5, right? Going into game 5, the Knicks had to know that Boston was 9-2 without Jason Tatum. So, been there, done that. They've done that before. And the Knicks did not recover in that third quarter. Again, like I said, there was a little bit of help for the Celtics, but you can't allow Boston, if you're the Knicks, to light you up from 3. They shot 44.9% from 3, 45%, 22 of 49. They were 17 for 26 from the free throw line. The Knicks were 12 for 30 from 3 and 80% from the free throw line. So, look, listen. At the end of the day, you cannot allow them to be wide open from 3, y'all. You can't do it. You cannot do it. And I don't understand why the Knicks continue to allow this to happen. And also, they got nothing from KP. They got nothing from KP, but Luke Cornett, man, this guy was all over the place. And 7 blocks? 7 blocks? The Knicks have to make adjustments, y'all. And for anybody who thought, oh, the Knicks were just going to, run and beat these guys. I mean, that, and then just beat them, and Cornette looked like Bill Russell, man. And obviously don't sit there and, oh, you saw him play. No, that's way before my time. But I mean, from all accounts, I mean, you watched the footage. I mean, the guy was an all-time great and a defensive genius, and that's what Luke Cornett channeled tonight. He was in Game 5. He was incredible, Cornett. And if I am Joe Mazzulla, I take KP out, who's definitely going through it. I don't know what KP is dealing with, and hopefully he's all right. But Luke Cornett, man, he might have to be the starter. So now the Knicks got blown off, the court. That's just how it goes. What's the arena called? TD Garden. They got blown off the court. So where do the Knicks go from here? Well, Josh Hart didn't want to hear it. You saw he basically told a reporter that was a dumb question kind of thing. I mean, he did that's what he said. Well, that was a horrible second half. And obviously, they had help again, the threes and the officiating. Where did the Knicks go from here? Well, Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks, there needs to be a sense of urgency. They're going to be home. You do not, if you're the Knicks, you do not want to go to Game 7 on Monday. You don't. Because Boston clearly, going in, I knew that they were 9-2 without Tatum, and now they're 10-2. So, and the Knicks have to understand the assignment here. And Friday night, New York City is going to be, the Garden's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be a different environment. And I expect the Knicks to make the adjustments necessary to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. I expect Tom Thibodeau to make the adjustment. In the post game, he was already talking about not putting a body on their man. And at this point, in every loss, he's kind of said this. And at this point, I've got no patience for the dumb basketball in a sense, right? These guys have to understand, who's in front of them, right? You cannot cheat to go help and leave Derrick White wide open. You can't do that. You cannot do that. What did he do tonight, by the way? He lit it up also, Derrick White, that is. He was, let's go here. I have it. Derrick White, in 40 minutes, he was 9 for 16, 7 for 13 from three. And all of them seemed to be wide open. He was a plus 26 and he had 34 points. Jaylen Brown, 26 points. So, look, listen. If you're the Knicks, another thing to be concerned about is their bench, right? No Jason Tatum, and they played a deep bench, and that was different here. That's something they did not do, and I didn't realize. I mean, you had, a lot of guys played in garbage time. That's what it was. But you had, so they played basically an 8-man rotation. Okay, you had Sam Hauser, who had, came back, gave them 6 points. He was 2 for 5 from three. And then obviously Luke Cornett in 26 minutes, did his thing. He was a plus 20. He had 10 points. But the thing that was key was the 7 blocks. Look, and then obviously Peyton Pritchard, the sixth man of the year, 39 minutes. He gave them 17 points. The Knicks have to figure out the Luke Cornett thing because, again, they did not know that they were going to have that defensive, Bill Russell-like performance from Luke Cornett. So the Knicks have to figure that out. And the Celtics were just extra physical. The officials allow them to be very physical. So hopefully going into Game 6, the Knicks are able to play physical. Karl Anthony Towns is able to play bully ball, and they guard the three. I'm tired of saying it's Derrick White. I'm watching the game, and I'm telling myself it's Derrick White again. Like the Knicks, if they're going to win, which I'm expecting them to do this Friday, and they need to focus, and get it done. You don't want to go to a Game 7 with this team because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, of course the Knicks are going to win. I'm not going to say that. No, they've got enough shooting for the Knicks to be very concerned. They've got the shooting, y'all. They can shoot it. They shot 45% from three. What are you guys doing? So I get it. Josh Hart said, no, you don't flush this game and all this stuff. But you make the adjustments, you analyze, and you go into MSG. You ride the wave of that crowd, your home crowd, and you win this game. But what say you, Knicks fan? Are you guys concerned? Celtics fan, you watching this? Are you hyped? Boston, shout out to you, Boston. Congratulations, my man. Boston is the guy I met on Friday, and shout out to you guys, the fellas from Friday. We met in sad circumstances, but we had to bury our boy on Saturday. But great meeting y'all. But listen, guys, what do you think, Knicks fans? Are the Knicks still in control? Are you worried about this Game 6, Knicks fans? Boston fans, do you think you're going to get a Game 6 back on Monday? Let me know. Hit me in the comments. Now it's that time. The NFL schedule has been revealed for next season. Eagles and Chiefs rematch in Week 2. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Folks, I'm on most social media platforms on at Sam I Analyze. Please like, share, subscribe, and you see that notification bell to the right. Please click on that. That will let you know the next time I drop another video. Thanks for tuning in, And as always, à tout à l'heure.